Okay, welcome back to my channel, Democracy Catastrophe. I still haven't shaved off my mustache, and I'm looking old, looking like an adult film producer who's a sleazebag. Let's just say, um, it's a little inside joke, sort of. Yeah. Um, what can I say? The news of the day is very simple. You got two narcissists fighting against each other. What's at stake? I don't know about you. This is like WWE wrestling, where you get who are you going to root for when you have two narcissists that have a huge following of uh, following. You got one camp that's Musk and one's at Trump, and what the heart of what's going on is during the big beautiful better bill, Musk and many of the Republicans are starting to find out how much damage this bill is going to actually do. And these cuts are going to be a really cost war. There's a lot of stuff that's in there that I honestly haven't read, but I'm just taking it for granted that this is 1,000-page bill. And inside this bill, and the heart of this matter, is for electronic cars keep their tax credits. Now, since Elon Musk still owns part of Tesla, if they lose those credits, Tesla goes under, game, set, match, Trump wins. So does big oil. Because Elon Musk knows if he does not have those tax credits, chances are his company will go under. Now, since at this part of this bill, the Americans are going to get screwed royally because the top 110 and 1/10% want more tax credits for the better mansion that's much more than the, let's put it this way. If I'm not mistaken, way EOC has put it, it says if we want a mansion that's one cuts for a $22 million mansion, they also want a tax cuts for that $80 million mansion or something along that lines that's bigger than $22 million. I'm just going on the assumption. I'm not, disclaimer, I haven't read the bill. I haven't read the 2017 tax cut bill. All I know is that those tax cuts, once they expire this year, and there's a deadline, I don't know what the deadline is, those tax cuts expire. And they go back to the Obama tax cuts. That's what Trump wants to prevent. So they want to fund these tax cuts across the board by eliminating 20 to 30%. I'm just making that number up, but it sounds like an average number that I could actually swallow, that that's across the board throughout all the departments. And what has been happening is infrastructure has been affected, housing's been affected, homelessness has increased, inflation's skyrocketing. What else has been happening? More airplane accidents have been happening over at Newark, New Jersey. And the chances are, not on that place, and I assume there's going to be much more until they realize we cannot lose those air traffic controllers because they're the ones who will be directing all that traffic. The problem was what Dodge was doing behind the scenes. They were making all these illegal cuts just so Musk could benefit and pile for money for his own pet projects. That's the narrative that's going around in the media right now as we speak. This is not. This is kind of the grift at the top of all grifts. So, what Trump's going to do? He trusted Elon Musk to look for those cuts, trusting that there will be another businessman just like himself who's willing to go into and gut out the government. He did that. February, March, April, May. Now it's going to 5 months. And this grift is going to keep on continuing until everything by 2028, there's be nothing left. And I'm not banking on the Democrats winning 2026. I have no faith at all. Because there might be two different camps in the MAGA universe. At the end of the day, you're an elected official. You're going to do as your donors say, and you're going to like it, and you say, "Oh, say it's tough shit" to the people that voted for you. So screw you. I'm listening that for myself. Now that the mask is off, now the Republicans are realizing we are not as popular as people as we thought we were. I thought everyone wanted to be in Washington, but everybody used to campaigns. They're outside of Washington. Every cotton picking uh, candidate says we're going to be on the outside. We're not going to be like the Washington elite. Guess what? Once you come inside that club, chances of you getting out unscathed, you've got to be like fucking Jesus Christ to get out of Washington unscathed with your dignity and reputation intact. Once you go into Washington, what happens? For like maybe like in a 20, 30-year cycle, you go in it at the age of mid 20s or 30s, you come out like 60, 70 years old as a senator or a lobbyist making multi-million dollars, playing 3 or 4 matches. You know how the game works. And you game the system so you can win all the time. You know how the sausage is made. You know how to talk to your people. And now, do I think? I don't think so. It's got to take some serious damage across the board. You know, we're taking some corporate Americans who are going to get directly affected by this bill to sway their money into the Democratic Party elite. We're going to say, hey, we're not going to be dealing with Nazis. And the thing is, we Americans, we eat this shit up every single day. What's wrong with us? We eat this. We eat this because sometimes it will affect us, sometimes it won't. It may affect us one day, and maybe it won't. But if your family's going to be affected, God help you. If there's like a direct effect, whether you're poor or you're black or you're a woman, chances are people like in my complexion are not going to work very much. Part of the thing is, Dave Mustaine said it better. Isn't we the people, right? Even around the time when the Constitution was made, slave owners that were politicians knew they had a majority black population there on their plantations, and the minority is white. They would consider the black person a 3/5 person, so they're not like represented very much. So that's the way it was designed. If you count those people, you'll if there's like an above number of set persons or whatever, if you got the number of population, if there's like above, let's say like 10,000 people in an area, and there's like 20,000, you not get only one rep, you get two reps. Back then. Now I don't know. I don't know because every state's different how they district their states. But what I do think is happening is now the Republicans are worried, sick, that they're going to lose the majority because of this infighting. So, in other words, it's one big shit show. And we're swallowing it up. We go to the Huffington Post. The headline reads this. This is by Arthur Delaney, one of my favorite journalists. Donald Trump says he's very disappointed in Elon Musk as grows. The president of the world's richest men are going through a very public breakup. June 5th, 2025. Elon also owns what was left of Twitter and it's now called X. And there's like a public spat between these two on this universe. Mind you, I'm not on Twitter. I don't care about Twitter. But what I do care about is what is this rift all about? That's what I'm wondering what it is. So this is written by Arthur Delaney on June 5th, 2025 at 12:51 p.m. And this is updated 7 hours. Washington. President Donald Trump on Thursday broke his silence on Elon Musk following the former White House advisor's harsh criticism of Trump's signature legislation on Capitol Hill. and things got ugly fast. Within hours, the two one-time allies were trading insults on social media. The Trump eventual threat to cancel government contract for Musk's various companies. The easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's government subsidies and contracts. Wow, that is a really good for Trump on that one. Even though I hate the guy, well, there's another word I wanted to say, but I'm not going to say it. Trump runs Truth Social. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it. Oh my gosh. Now is this again really ugly? Musk responded immediately, such an obvious lie, so sad. A few minutes later, he said Trump's name is in the FBI files related to serial sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. This is the real reason they have not been made public. Musk wrote. Musk went on to suggest Trump should be impeached, while Trump's allies called for Musk to be deported. Wow. If this is a way to fight, this is a way to fight. Many people in Washington have predicted that Trump-Musk romance wouldn't end well, and yet their feud is still a shocking breach after a year in which Musk donated millions to Trump's campaign and became a senior advisor in the White House. In a remarks earlier on Thursday, Trump said he was surprised by Musk's criticism of the so-called Big Beautiful Bill, and that Musk knew how the bill phases out green energy tax credits that benefit his company. And I had a great relationship. I don't know if we will anymore, Trump said. He hasn't said bad. He hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot. The legislation combines more than $4 trillion taxes and a new spending with less than $2 trillion in cuts to federal food and health program for a net deficit of more than $2 trillion. Musk has called this bill a disgusting abomination, and that Congress should kill it because of its deficit impact. Trump noted that the Musk has not criticized him. I'd rather have him criticize me than the bill because the bill is incredible. Trump said it's the biggest cut in the history of our country. The president has notably avoided commenting on Musk since Tuesday, and when Musk first laid in legislation, Thursday's remarks came during the president's first public event, with reporters this week. A meeting with the Chancellor of Germany and the Oval Office. Trump said Musk disliked how the bill phases out green energy tax credits and benefits his electric car company, Tesla. Man, Trump is just letting it all out there. And also because we took the EV mandate and, which was a lot of money for electrical vehicles, Trump said. And, and they're having a hard time with electric vehicles. They want us to pay billions of dollars in subsidies. Musk immediately responded in a series of posts on all nice social media website, whatever. Keep the EV accelerators such as custom the bill, even though no oil and gas subsidies are touched. Very unfair. But here's the mountain of disgusting pork in the bill. Musk wrote. He also denied Trump's claim that he knew what was in the bill before it passed the House. Senator Plesser modified the bill. The following version will immediately clear both chambers before it can't go law. On Capitol Hill, Republicans have said this week they didn't think Musk's opposition would hurt the bill's chances. They also disagree that Musk is motivated by how the legislation would be affected by his companies. It's total BS. Eric Burleson, Republican Missouri, told Huffington Post. I think he sacrificed a tremendous amount because he has a political compass and to suggest that he's acting in self-interest at this point is time to just really just Washington swamp talk. Senator John Kennedy, when asked about the fight between Trump and us, said, I have a rule. I never get between the dog and a fire hydrant. He did not provide any specific on who is dying and who the hydrant is. Republican Aaron Bean, Republican Florida chair of the House Doge Caucus, essentially the cheerleading section from us so-called Department of Government officials seemed upset by the breakup. It hurts, Bean said. It hurts. My two friends are fighting, and I hate to see it. In his remarks, Thursday, Trump also suggested Musk was upset that the White House rejected his preferred candidate, Jordan NASA. He also commented on the bruise on Musk's face when he appeared with Trump in the Oval Office for a farewell meeting just last week. I said, "Do you want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup." But he said, "No, I don't think so." Which is very nice. He wants to be who he is. Trump did say he thought Musk did a good job in his role as chief Doge job. Musk left just last week. I think he misses the place. I think he got there, and all of a sudden he wasn't in this beautiful Oval Office. Following Trump's remarks, Musk, who spent more than $200 million in Trump's campaign, he began to offer more direct personal criticism. Without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House, and the Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. Such ingratitude. Trump responded on his own social media platform. I was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his evening meal that forced everyone to buy other cars and nobody else wanted. And he knew for months it was months I was going to do. And he just went crazy. House Speaker Mike Johnson said he's spent unable to reach Musk by phone. I've tried it very hard to speak to Elon over and over, and talk with him about what I believe and our misconception. He said, "Will and what it is," Johnson told reporters. All right. So this is what's going on. I read the article. There's no doubt in my mind that this bill is going to get passed. There's no doubt. Senators that are seeking re-election next year are possibly not going to even touch the bill. I'm positive will let that bill die if they're lucky. Right now, I think the story is just a red herring to cover up what's really going on, which is they need to create another disaster in order to keep ongoing until they do get their tax cuts. And that's what I think. There's no doubt in my mind it's going to pass. This is a matter of when.